Sure.
That sounded very enthusiastic. So you were excited for some more Pugna.
It was meant sarcastically, but
I mean, who isn't excited for a little skeleton man? No, my issue with Pugna as a hero is like with the changes to facets, he didn't necessarily develop a playstyle that feels very strong in what it does. Both of his facets are a bit meh. Like the one that you play off of the Netherward is what people take, but it doesn't feel as impactful as it should. There aren't that many spellcasters in this meta. The other issue is that the one with however many towers you take, you get damage amp. That one's quite useless.
Falcons are so mean. Like 1W, the strategy's simple. Farm, push. Now they're going to be running into shrapnels and drinking buddy flat cannons, tidebringers. Like Falcons can keep this game going as long as they need to. They have plenty of wave clear and ways to just punish objective focused teams, and it kind of feels like that's what 1W has. But it's a little bit of greed, not really a map play pick from Falcons, so that does give an opportunity for 1W to overwhelm them with their last pick.
But how do you overwhelm the sniper? Because he's picked to beat up Monkey King on lane, but you look at the heroes that are being played.
Ooh.
Primal Beast. That's kind of was their bread and butter.
Fully sack the offlane, go
sack
primal.
the off lane, win the safe lane, win the mid lane. This matchup, it looks like you're winning. First, like level 2, level 3 on Sniper, you're doing a good job, hoo hoo ha ha. Then suddenly Primal Beast charges in on top of you. You could easily feed. This is like a really tough matchup for Snipey.
Yeah, Beastmaster can play behind tower and just soak waves. So the whole flat cannon that we're talking about, if you just keep dragging waves and ignore it, then you can sack it in a way that you aren't just fully deleting your offlane. So yeah, I could see 1W having that ability to find the mid hero.
You're proposing the Monkey King flex to 4.
If Chira Jr. right now in the draft says, give me this mid hero, I will win you the game. As a drafter, I give him that hero. But it doesn't happen.
No.
I think the issue with the Monkey King flex to 4 is that it would lose so hard, not only on lane, but in map play, because it's playing into all of this ground damage from the side of Falcons with the shrapnel, the call down, the X in the boat. It can't have any impact in team fights, so it would have to have been so strong of a mid.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we were kind of saying. If it was a confident pick, we go for it. If not, back to the 4 as expected, Monkey to mid. Their draft is on paper, plays lanes, pushes, but it will eventually struggle when pushing because of shrapnel and flak cannon and tide and all this stuff. So
yeah, I think it's a shame that melee like 4s like Earth Spirit don't really exist anymore because you have nothing to jump the mid sniper. The only hero that jumps mid sniper is Monkey King, who's going to lose mid to the mid sniper. And your supports can't really rotate on him or kill him early after the laning stage, after 1 Hurricane Pike. There's going to be a problem with sniper here.
You have so much protection as well coming out with the anything that Kunkka buys, the boat buff as well, snowball save. Your natural item build is going to be, you're going to get your Hurricane Pike so you can keep him away, Blood Grenade as well, because you don't have to play as greedy as, let's say, when you're playing position 1 sniper or whatever. But this feels, again, another outdraft from Team Falcons, and they're going to have a really hard time battling them once they get to this like 1.5, 2 item timings on Falcons.
Okay, we've painted a very grim picture here for 1W. Effie, could you give me one thing that you feel like if 1W does this one thing, Falcons will hate them?
Like this link.
Wow. Follow these 3 guys.
I think if they can get just enough off of their lanes and get an early ags on Beastmaster, then instead of having to like worry about sniper later on in the game, they can maybe just play for tempo of their own while Luna farms an item or 2, and then hopefully they can run down a lane and get something out of it. It looks tough, but that's their recipe to maybe success.
That's their window for forcing out potentially a 3rd game. Let's see if they can do it before we head into game number 2, though. First, some words from Coach Achilles.
Thank you very much, Shiva. Yes, indeed. So, game 1 was a little bit rough. What have you changed for game number 2?
Первая игра была достаточно сложной. Что поменяли ко второй?
Ну, в первую очередь, немножечко драфты поменяли, вот, и чуть сделать себе комфортную игру. Ну и в целом, как бы можно было первый выигрывать, но чутка нас, да, переиграли по движению на карте.
So we changed the draft a bit and, well, made it more comfortable for ourselves. We could have won the first one, but some things were outplayed by our opponents. Sorry.
Absolutely. I mean, Falcons are very good opponents indeed. So, when you prepared for today, did you prepare for both series equally, or were you most focused on one series over the other?
Когда вы к сегодняшнему дню готовились, вы готовились ко всей серии серьезно, ну, ко всей серии или готовились к какой-то определенной игре?
Мы готовились и сразу, то есть и к Team Zero, и к Team Falcon, то есть мы сразу готовы были играть сегодня целый день.
So they were prepared to play against Team Falcon and Team Zero, so they were ready to play the whole day.
All right, very well prepared for this one. Let's see how it goes with Odie and Fogged.
Thank you.
Match, yes, let's find out indeed if 1W have what it takes to be able to try and push this series to a game 3 and hold on here in the lower bracket against Falcons. Game 1 was pretty rough for them.
It was.
And this game 2, looking at what we've got on the drafts, is there anything that could give them a bit of a better hope this time around, Fogged?
I think their draft overall looks easier to play, that's for sure. I mean, Pugna is definitely a risky hero, and this one it's a lot easier to make aggressive moves. They try to go for this early first blood onto Amar, won't be able to quite get it. Falcons will get the 3 bounties, but overall, yeah, I'd say their draft just looks more cohesive this time around. You know, the Pugna Clockwork for me were a bit weird. That being said, though, they still have this first pick Monkey King that now is put into a pretty tough matchup, and he is, as Miro was saying, this is the hero that has to be the gap close versus that sniper. So let's see what Shira Jr. looks to do with his build and with his play overall, because I've seen a lot of different item builds lately on these Monkey Kings. It's about like getting these shards potentially earlier, which could be a cool option to be that extra gap close on Malrine, but yeah, we'll have to see how the lane in particular goes as
I think it's probably the Monkey King bug again.
Again, that thing.
Yeah, Amar,
Yep.
he's indeed, it's just the Monkey King interaction. I don't actually know what it is. I guess it only happens in lobbies. Or sometimes
I haven't had that happen to me.
I think sometimes when you load in and you can't
just
click him.
Okay, that was an old one. That must have come back.
I think that's maybe what still the issue sometimes here at the start when they load in.
All right. Well, looks like they're fixing that really
But
quickly.
definitely something Monkey King related, as Amar is able to confirm for us.
But yeah, overall, I would say that their draft, overall, it looks more comfortable for me. They have multiple forms of disables. They have a BKB piercing from the 5 position as well, on top of with the Beastmaster. So for me, the draft looks better from 1W by a lot compared to the last one. But Falcons, they've got a bit of a interesting kind of approach with their Gyrocopter, because the team that played Gyro at this tournament, it was 1W versus that Enigma, if you remember. Of course, there was some lane switching, but he wasn't amplified much. He had an IO to boost him. This Gyrocopter has Drinking Buddies, Solar Flare especially, and of course there's like Solar Crest. But the Drinking Buddies and Solar Flare, the damage that's going to give, and the speed that you can chunk out your flak from the Solar Flare, sounds like a fun combo, to be honest. So.
And Skeeter, on the previous patches, and just a history of his performances as a carry. He's always been one of the solid Gyro players.
Oh, that's cool. Look at Snite using the Drinking Buddies on the creep just to be able to push forward and get that. That sometimes is the disadvantage of Drinking Buddies when you're a solo Tusk. You want your tag team, but he had a creep there for him, so that was actually kind of cool. Snae's been very good at this Tusk. And looks like he is going to be providing some very nice laning, in particular for the Gyro. So 2 lanes that do look like they're going to be pretty successful overall for the side of Falcons. I'm just wondering how Chira is going to be able to do versus that sniper matchup.
And how easy does it look for Munkushi to get to play his game on the Luna? Because this hero, of course, it's been seeing a lot of wins in this tournament.
Just the Falcons' playstyle of collapsing with Skeeter, I think, is something that can be complicated for some of these like sit back and farm safe laners. But overall, I mean, they have one of the best safe lanes in the game right now, right? They have Tree, they have Luna, so overall, that lane should, in theory, do well.
Yeah, I think on the stats actually before the game of the series, it was what, about 83% win rate, I think, with that duo.
Well, Luna has like an 80% win rate on her
just
own,
flat
right?
out, yeah. But it's that little bit higher when there's a Treant in the game with it.
For sure.
It's that good right now.
But yeah, bottom, we're already seeing difficulties, especially for the Beast, just because of this Drinking Buddies, and they can just kill if there's any creeps or anything, so he can't actually play his lane too well.
So far, CS on this top lane. 10 last hits from Amar, 12 and 2 from Munkushi, so having that slight edge. But as to be expected for, indeed, I believe as the stats say, probably one of, if not the strongest safe lane duo in this tournament right now that we're seeing.
Absolutely.
On that mid lane, 17 for 3 against the 13 for 2. I mean, it's obviously a little bit of a lead here for the Sniper, but things considered, would you say this is pretty good stuff from Chira Jr. that he's not getting that far behind on the early levels?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty good. I just think that he's going to get bullied out of lane really soon. You can't play around Jingu. There is no way to get Jingu stacks ever, so your sustain war versus a sniper, you just lose the sustain. So the longer you sit in the lane, unless you get like a rotation, it becomes hard. I imagine Malreen's just going to play as bullying as possible. He just pops the glyph for the boundless there. So yeah, he's going to really look to push this issue now at the level 4. And Chira has to be careful. Could just go down.
So much damage here, these shrapnels with that facet, and indeed he completely underestimated that. Just the speed that the damage comes out once the levels are there on shrapnel with this crazy facet on sniper. You're just dead.
And oh gosh, we're gonna have to see what he does to recover, because now it's like going back to the mid lane is scary. So the 3 lanes already looking good. Top, of course, the Luna's doing well, but these other 2 lanes, this sniper lane is devastating. They're gonna have some big time sniper issues this game. Does he already have treads coming? He already has the treads coming, so treads with the Wraith Band and extra stats.
And with this sort of start that Malreen's had, it feels like that lane is not really somewhere you can bring a +1 in to try and dive in, because if it goes even a little bit wrong, you could very easily feed away a double kill to this sniper.
I feel like Chira might have to just kind of like start roaming or something. This looks really sad because Malreen's just sitting on his hill. He's denying almost every single one of these creeps now. I don't know. Do you move Sweden? I feel like you got to do something because bottom's going pretty poorly as well.
But I think, as I say, even if you can bring Sweden over to the mid, I don't know if you're killing Malreen. I think he's killing you.
That's fair. I don't know. This just it just looks sad for me. I'm just watching Chira. He's level 4. Sniper's getting every single one of the last hits. And Beast, it's not like, I don't know how much the Hoodwink's helping for Cloud down here. So I mean, he's helping, but I don't know. We'll have to see. Well, I'm just watching Chira. Let's see where he goes. I think you got to roam. And it looks like he's going to do that.
That's the only option.
It feels like it.
But it's, against a Mirana, not really something you're going to get. Maybe he could try for a mark. The Boundless, the Lucent Beam, 3 of them chasing him down.
26.
The stick charges.
Malreen's here.
And he's got backup coming in. Amar's able to walk away as he holds Chira Jr. back with the X mark. Malreen turning up with the TP. He's cleaned up a double. Assassinate's coming in. The arrows there into the Assassinate. Triple kill for Malreen.
Oh, man.
Uh-oh.
Well, we had hopes for game 3, but Hawkins is not really making it look like it's likely. 3,000 or more gold lead already. Malreen makes it look easy. He's like, oh, okay, he's roaming top. I'll just TP slowly.
What do you do? If you're this Monkey King, if you're Chira Jr., you've had this terrible time mid, you've tried to make a rotation happen, it's just gone horribly wrong.
It's so sad at 6 minutes that it's a 4,000 gold lead. Malreen, Haste Rune, and he's got backup as well, Chira.
I mean, Malreen knew that Chira was going to jump for the wave there, gets the shrapnel in preparation. He's dead again.
They'll get a trade.
At least they get snaking. There you go. But this sniper, my goodness.
It's devastating. It truly is. I mean, this was such a good type of little pivot there from Falcons to be able to have this matchup. They knew this monkey's going mid, and Chira is bottom 4 net worth already at this point. Great play from Amar, baiting them, of course, with the 21 when that whole play happens top, but oh boy. Recovery outlet time already. It's kind of sad. You have to like kind of play around getting stacks, but Crit with a haste, looking to steal the rune.
Oh yeah, he wants that wisdom.
They can't allow
Crit
this
can
to
get
happen.
it. I mean, see if Sweden Strong can mess with him. Crit, if he can get a little arrow in, might give him the time to pick it up, and indeed the arrow's out. Crit's able to get the pickup. May die for this.
He's got the leap.
That's true. In fact, a couple of leaps and a TP. Is he going to get out as well? He is. Gets the wisdom rune, gets out of there. Things continue to look up and up and up here for Falcons in this game too.
Level 5 Monkey King, level 8 Sniper. I mean, Malreen has played it to perfection in the lane, and with that one little rotation, I mean, it's 7 minutes, but a pretty commanding lead that they've got already. And so far, Skeeter, he's been able to get the free farm, and I mean, they shut down everybody. Luna is farming okay, but it's not like the Luna dominated the lane by any means.
No. Amar was still able to find quite a bit out of that top lane. I mean, as you can see on the numbers, just as much as the Luna did. So Amar doing perfectly fine against what, as I say on the stats, has been the strongest duo in this tournament. The Treant and the Luna didn't bother Amar one bit.
No. And getting to Malreen at this point, very difficult. He's just taking out pretty much the entire mid tower. Javelin's done. This could be one of the quicker Maelstroms, at least you see on a mid sniper.
I think it has to be. We should be able to get the art. Once he's got the Maelstrom, we'll be able to check the art and timing on that.
Unless they can somehow kill him, but I don't know how they kill and rotate onto him without, like, it's like Munkushi has to do something, but you can't pull your Luna out of this situation. Luna has to just jungle. Feels like Monkey King has to jungle, and Beastmaster is also one of those that kind of has to jungle too, so it's kind of sad. So just trying to see what they can actually do to fix this bit of an early game that's just absolutely devastating because of the mid lane. Level 6 on the Kunkka too. So yeah, kill threat in all lanes on the side of Falcons if anybody shows, because they've got just such high levels and such high gold already from stealing the Wisdoms and dominating those lanes. 6,000.
And they can dive for Cloud.
They glyph it.
They've got the snowball, they've got the cooldown, they've got the everything.
Artillery from above.
Bringing in the big guns here, Falcons.
And even Crit able to play confident at the tier 2 mid because of how far behind 1W is. He can even do stuff like this to just force reactions and movements and get reads of the map. They can play so free. So for a 1W, I mean, at this point right now, you have to get your levels somehow, but everybody is pretty under-leveled. Even the Beastmaster, not quite 6. Last game, at least, he had an kind of okay start. This one, it's just, nobody has a game.
That's a tough one.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
I guess the good news for 1W was that at least game 1 wasn't as one-sided as this one. That's not great news.
It's
but
not.
It's not good.
I guess that they were more comfortable with the Pugna and stuff, but I mean, the devastation really is just this mid.
Yeah.
More so than anything. Yes, the other lanes, of course, were problematic, but they have no mid laner. And his one rotation they tried actually got Mao made a triple kill, so. It's lingering around top. Munkushi. He's got the Eclipse.
They might have a chance to take down Amar. Drinking Buddies pulls him out to the side though. Snake King trying to save him. Drops down the shards, but the bushwhack is there. They'll be able to drag back Amar. They get the kill, but Malorine's turned up, and Falcons, they're ready to get some kills in return. Jira Jr. Assassinate's coming in. Bam! That's the Monkey King gone.
At least they'll get Amar. They're going to be smiling about that one.
The Snake King.
He wants more.
Indeed, maybe seeing if he can get a further catch. He's got the shards up in a second.
Kushi, you gotta be careful he sticks around here. Okay, he'll back away. But they have to commit a lot to be able to bring down the Kunkka, and they're still gonna lose the tower out of it. We'll be able to finish up that Mask of Madness, and at the least with that too, Cloud gets like a little bit of breathing room to be like, okay, at least I see Falcons playing topside and they're not stealing my Ancients. So he's able to, small little gains, of course, silver linings with how horrendous this early game has gone for them.
I'll see what Falcons want to take next.
World is their oyster.
Tier 1's all gone. Play Mal for Amar, so next time round, if they do go on him in a similar fashion, it's highly likely that, I mean, especially with the difference and just how far behind they are, they'll kill themselves pretty quickly on the blade mail damage. They're going to have to be careful about how they try and tackle this Kunkka.
I mean, I actually feel like they don't really have damage without Eclipse. I think that's by far their only way to really kill people at this point. And if they don't get the full burst onto him like pre-Braum or pre-Boat, he probably just lives. Or gets Snowball saved since Snake is pretty much always there to get those type of saves. And yeah, there's that Maelstrom. So Treads Maelstrom with 2 wands and a bunch of stat items. I mean, maybe not the absolute fastest, but
indeed, might not be the fastest Maelstrom, because we've definitely seen some rushed. But indeed, if you take into account his full inventory, definitely one of the higher GPMs we've had on a sniper at 12 minutes in.
They're looking to make a move on Amar, but he's so tanky, and it's on Munkushi instead.
It's the boat connection.
All right, off the mark.
And Munkushi should have the chance to run from this. Off to the side, Respect's going to get shot down very quickly by Malorine.
Amar is still chasing.
Munkushi should be fine. He has enough backup to get underneath the safety of the tier 2 tower, so we'll be able to continue farming.
Falcons bring in the entire squad. Crit now at this point has surpassed the mid laner, poor Chira Jr. Just trying to get the farm up with the Primal Springs, but yeah, he's starting to get surpassed by these supports as well. Just can't make any type of move successful. Just feels like if he jumps in, he's just going to die or potentially set up for a disastrous move. They just have to try to get farm on this Munkushi, on this Luna. But Falcons not really giving them much breathing room. 4 heroes playing inside the enemy jungle.
And even if they do catch eyes on Amar here, very hard to do anything about him.
They have a ward on Malrine right now. Snae's just going aggressive, but they've got the stun.
They do. They have the control on the Malrine. They're going to be able to burst through. That's a big kill for Munkushi to find.
Huge.
They're going to be able to take down Sneyking as well by the looks of it. Sneyking also caught out a double kill going to Munkushi on the carry.
The most important one that can get these kills, that ward that they placed on the high ground, it saw them split up.
Yeah, quite a bit of something there.
I mean, he needs. Give him every single kill at this point. Like it is essentially. It's pretty much a full 4 protect 1 at this point. So, all about Munkushi.
Well, they want the 14-minute Wisdom Rune Falcons, and they're going to get it. They may just get some kills out of it as well. Amar very quick there. Actually, no, was it Skeeter? I believe who cut the tree. One of them cut the tree.
But Sweden survives.
Okay. Yep. Combo not going to fully connect, and with the TPs coming in, they'll start to back off.
How the hell did he live? Did he get, was it a healing Lotus or something that pumped him up? Because he looked like he was dying to the burst. Either a big stick or a Lotus as well. I didn't actually quite see, but all right. Does survive. But doesn't get their wisdom.
Now 1W. 1,000 gold away from Cloud having his Aghanims.
A little bit of something at the least.
Slowing it down a bit. You know, sure, the 7k lead is still pretty huge.
It's massive.
The Falcons have, but they did have that a few minutes ago. It hasn't gotten any bigger.
It is also the experience, though, right? Because they've gotten these wisdom runes, too. So besides having that massive gold lead, they also have a pretty significant XP lead. Over 6 levels in advantage with that. And Crit is literally a core. He's, level 10, wow.
And we've certainly seen how ridiculous some of these support Miranas get when they get a bit of farm under them.
Absolutely. I mean, the physical burst that you can do, even extra catch, because he almost has an Atos, so...
Oh, Sneyking. He's on the hunt for Munkushi. Won't be able to get the shard trap on him.
Falcon's just playing super aggressive. Look, everybody's just kind of making their own moves, doing whatever it feels like they want to do, because 1W's options of making moves is just kind of non-existent. They need to have like a 5-man with an Eclipse in order to make those moves, it feels like, still at this point, when they have this big deficit. So Falcons just, move around the map however they please. Jira does have a Maelstrom, so at least does have 1 damage items, but very fragile.
Dire's courier has been killed.
Now even starting to deny a bit of these Ancients away, so more gold being lost. The 1W can't quite contest right now. But that Aghanims for the Beastmaster, it is about to be finished, so could be a time for them maybe to group up and look for one of these kind of 5-man fights, but still could be problematic because you're playing into this boat and this, of course, 9,000 gold lead.
Yeah, I mean, we did see some good fights around the Aghs timing last game, and Cloud was able to pick that up.
It was Falcons that ran into him a bit in that last one. They gave him a couple kills, but
they are also kind of running into them this game. You know, we've already seen what that play up top where Sneyking and Malrine get caught off guard. If anything, though, with that already happening, unlikely, I feel, for those two to make that mistake again. Malrine now having a full Gleipnir, so that extra bit of control to hold them back if they do start to head his way in the team fight.
I think for me, the difference in this game is that if the lead is massive, don't get me wrong, but this one, it's like, it's not, Skeeter's not playing this Weaver hero that can just dive past and get these kills, but he is playing this hero that can super farm and super carry, right? Weaver can too, but Weaver more kind of dives past and is always limiting you from getting even more farm. So we are seeing them getting a little bit here on the Luna at the least.
Oh, here we go with the smoke. They'll settle for Crit.
The boat's
They'll
coming
drop
out.
the roar, they've got the bushwhack. Have they got the burst? They have, and he's able to get the leap off. Get away from this attempt from 1W. Boundless Strike comes in onto Crit. Jira Jr. trying to finish up the job. I mean, looks like even he can't do that as well as Crit's still able to step away. 1W just not having the damage to take him down, and now the backup comes in from Falcon. Skeeter's in with the flat cannon. The Wukong's command gets knocked down. Finally, they'll kill off Crit, and in fact, with a double from Malrine in return, they'll get killed, but overall, it's 1W getting the 3 of them, and only losing the 2.
Can they get away here?
There's a Gleipnir back up from Malrine. He's got the opening. Let's see if they have the control here. Mark. Next mark up in a second. Can't quite get in range or vision of Cloud.
Their 5-man is still quite strong.
And they get to walk away from that. They kill off 3 heroes. They only lose 2 themselves. And they get the big one. You know, Skeeter goes down.
Yep, very good overgrowth. Prevents the extra attacks from Skeeter, and then Munkushi's actually able to close the gap with that Eclipse. So That is their strength with this lineup.
Yeah.
It is fighting around just as a 5-man.
That's huge stuff. I mean, that looked very close as well to Skeeter being able to get into prime position to destroy them all with a flak. A 1W able to deal with it.
Yeah,
And
beautiful overgrowth.
closing that lead just a little bit. It's starting to fall a little bit. Not by much, still around that 7K. But again, they're holding on and making sure, as you can see, that things are starting to flatline a bit.
Just a little bit. If they can get this type of, I mean, if they can do their ulti synergy in a really good manner, then you can definitely see possibilities. If they can keep Munkushi alive as long as possible, he now has pretty much the same net worth as those other cores, so have to time this overgrowth pretty much with the flat cannon.
They're going to go straight for Amar. They remember the burst. Drinking Buddies from Snakey pushes him out to the side. He's
Oh,
able to
the
get
stun!
the turn straight away to burst Chura Jr. down. Chura Jr. is still alive. He'll get the Juku Mastery up. Can he survive with his life kill? He's still alive finally. The arrow gets him, but again, Falcons, they lost 2 heroes for that.
1W making these moves happen.
They really
Chira,
are.
He has sacrificed himself at least there a bit, but he survived so long.
He really did. He nearly survived completely. I mean, it's lucky for Falcons that Crit had that arrow coming in and finish off the job. I mean, respect. He's going to get spotted. Can he set anything up here for Munkushi? He can't. Gets shredded too quickly there by Crit and Skeeter.
Did they have I guess they have a sentry on the south side. He didn't expect that one just below, so only about 20 seconds left on it, but it does end up getting the catch there. And now Cloud shows himself bottom.
Shrapnel's there with the setup. Marin's got a lot of damage for this. Crit's in as well. I don't know if there's any way he can dance out of this.
Nice Hawk.
Okay, the Hawk did block the arrow. Doesn't matter. They still get the kill. Falcons able to take down Cloud.
As soon as they start splitting up, I mean, it's difficult to always be like a 5-man unit. You know, you never really want to do that either, but 1W has to be cautious when they do split up. When they're 5, they're strong. When they're not, they're quite weak.
Radiant's middle tower is
And that
under
7K deficit still continuing to show. As Roche, probably on the menu, I'd say here for Falcons, switching down toward bottom.
Amar. See if he can catch Sweden Strong. TP's at the ready if Sweden Strong wants to juke and go for a TP, and with the Torrent already used, there's no further chance for Amar to go hunting into the trees, so Sweden Strong escapes, but space is there. Roshan is claimed. Aegis going to be going into the hands of Skeeter.
And Skeeter now does have the full Aghanims. So before that last fight, he just kind of had components and everything. Now he's got it finished up. So damage has accelerated massively for him too, on top of Solar Flare and all these Drinking Buddies and stuff too.
Here comes the push.
Yep.
Falcons feeling strong with the Aegis.
And it still is really, it's mostly just this Luna who is farmed. As a 5-man, as we said, 1W, they can maybe take some of these fights. Complicated, but
This is that rough time as well, 21 minutes, the Wisdom Rune's going to spawn, they should be able to grab that, and if they want to with this tier 2 taken, could consider going for the Tormentor. See how strong that they feel that they are, or how safe they want to play. Looks like they're going to start pulling back. Same time, 1W able to move over to Falcon's side of the map, claim their Wisdom.
I'm going to be clicking on Skeeter quite a lot just to see the overwhelming damage now at this point. Because look at with Drinking Buddies, it's 270. With a full Solar Flare, it's going to be doing well over 300 damage. That's flacking out as well, and it comes fast because of the Solar Flare attack speed too.
So I guess it's what, all pretty much on
the overgrowth to
the
stop
overgrowth
it.
or the raw.
Or the roar.
Something's got to be thrown down onto this Gyro. If Skeeter's able to hit in the team fights, there's going to be a lot of pain and suffering for 1W.
Yeah, everybody will be shredded, so they have to. I mean, how far are they from Blink? I mean, very far still for Respect, but he can sneak in invisible to try to get some of these stops for it, but
Sweden strong. This time they'll find him. Another kill for Mallory. 10-1 and 2 on the Sniper. Over towards the top. 1W may have lost their Tormentor to Falcons, but in return 1W will be able to take Falcons Tormentor away from them.
That's pretty nice. At least get something out of the map, because you can't actually go back toward your side at the moment here. And how's Munkushi's farm for the BKB looking? He's got it done.
It's good, yeah. His farm, you can see, stand level really with the cause of Falcons. And we have seen Luna do some spectacular stuff in this patch. This hero is very, very strong.
Absolutely. He just doesn't have the buffs that Skeeter has. Skeeter just has overwhelming amount of buffs. He's just going to have, like, a Solar Crest. And maybe, I guess, like, some of that attack speed from the Beast. But yeah, we'll see. Munkushi, level 16. The 20 talents is really once that Luna starts powering up the most.
Two and a half minutes left to play with the Aegis on Skeeter. I think the Falcons will at the least look for the tier 2 top, try and clean out the last remaining outer tower that 1W have standing. Hurricane Pike for Skeeter as well, so it's going to be even easier for him to get into position in these fights to get the damage done with the flat cannon. As you say, it's going to be heavy pressure on 1W to find some sort of way to lock down this gyro.
It's Cloud or Respect, right? It's got to be one of these two. You either have to roar him or root him, isolate him somehow. Do not let him get these flak hits off.
Absolutely.
But he's not the only one who's doing damage either. We have to remember Malrine is a very big
It's true.
as well.
It's true. Oh, Amar!
Amar
They're going to find him. They catch him with the Roy's going to get pulled to the side with the Drinking Buddies into the snowball. There's going to be bailout here front snaking. Wukong's command has got laid down. Have they got the damage to take these two out? Yeah, corner of Wukong's then falling down low.
But Skeeter's dealing with
Cloud
damage.
Go down first. Skeeter indeed bringing in the damage alongside Malrine. Double kill for Skeeter. Malrine's able to take down the kills. Sweden's